So just before the video does start, a quick little ad on a trading service I offer over on Twitch for the cheapest trading guides out there for just £4, €4, all free with Amazon Prime. You'll receive daily trading and investing guides covering PlayStation, Xbox and PC with an array of methods covering all budgets. And I've been trading for over 10 years, making over 100 million in multiple different FIFAs, and now for the last 4 years I've made 10 million coins in just the first month. Guys, had a trade with 300k over on Eafc as of December. So in today's video, as I say, we'll be teaching you guys a trading method that hopefully you should be able to repeat over and over and over again to create some good money, because that is what we've done in the last month. So we're here to give you guys a nice updated method as of December. So to do this method, you want minimum 300k, ideal 500k to a million. The reason for that is because it's cash flow. Now what you can do is you can pair this method with yesterday's video, which is where I taught you guys how to trade with up to 100k. Because basically when you run out of money on this method, you can just go back to that method and basically alternate between the two. So without further ado, let's go and show you guys how to do special card trading, or how to trade 300k. So what we're going to be doing is we are going to be trading with special cards with Shadow. The idea is that Shadow can add good value even to something like a special card, because they're still going for about 3-4k. There's two different sort of deals you're going to get at this method, but I'll walk you through them as we go. So to set the filter, you need to put minimum buy now at 10,250. The reason you need to put minimum buy now at 10,250 is if you don't do that, EA will go and show you the Column Ball Libertadores cards. So if you put your minimum buy now to 10,250, no Column Ball Libertadores cards. Amazing. They messed up with that last year and for some reason let them have like 30k price ranges, which really messed up this method. So what we're going to do is going to go special Shadow. Minimum buy now at 10,250. Maximum buy now you're going to go and set to the buy now, well, to the amount of coins you have. I say it's like, you know, I don't stand there looking at Lamborghinis. I can't afford Lamborghinis. Therefore, only look at stuff you can afford. Ford KAs. So that's going to be the filter you're going to have right there. You're now going to set your max price to the highest price there can be without there being more than one card over the hour. Sounds complicated, but it's not that complicated. So if we start it off at 1050 and we scroll to the end, we've got to have either 0 or 1 card over the hour. No cards over the hour, which means that this filter works. But we want to have this number being as high as possible because we want to cast our net as wide as possible. The wider we cast our net, the more deals that can appear. So we can go special Shadow 750. So again, we've upped it by 250 there. And the only thing that changes in this method is the maximum bid. How many cards are over the hour? There are loads of cards over the hour. So again, we're going to sadly only have to have it at 1050. So what this allows me to do is this basically allows me to have the highest or the broadest filter possible without there being any cards over the hour. And because there are no cards over the hour, we can use a mechanic called compare price back out, which, believe it or not, you press compare price back out. So there are two different subcategories of deals we're going to be looking for. Those subcategories are going to be cards under 20k and cards over 20k. And I'll explain to you why once I tell you about the cards under 20k. So the cards under 20k, we are going to be looking to buy for the same price with a Shadow as they are without a Shadow. This is because for cards under 20k, a Shadow can add anywhere from about 1k value all the way up to like 6-7k value. On some cards, especially the newer cards, it can be quite crazy. So, for example, Makengo is under 20k. So what we'd be looking to do is we'd be looking to pick up Makengo for the same price with a Shadow than he is without a Shadow. Makengo without a Shadow is 11k, and therefore we're not going to buy him at 12k. Now when you do this method, you will learn that there are certain players that do not sell. Some of these are normally Danilio and a few of the MLS Trailblazers. So as a result, yeah, as you might buy the odd player and they might not sell for much more of a Shadow, but you live and you learn, and you're not going to be losing any coins when you're learning. You'll only just break even, but you'll just learn to not buy them in the future. So obviously Scott's popped up here, but Scott is over 20k, so I'll have to move on to her in a second regarding what the rule of thumb is cards over 20k. We'll go back to a card like here, like Nandez. It doesn't really matter where you trade with. Ideally, you're looking for defenders and midfielders, but I've sold loads of forwards in the past with Shadow. Again, not going to buy them above 1150, so nothing right there. So again, let's keep pressing compare price back out. New cards appearing. Gaia, again, we're not going to pay above the price he is without a Shadow. Gaia is 16k, perfect. So we've got a one guy right here because again he's about 16-17k without a Shadow. So let's go and see what we can sell him with a Shadow. Now if you need to sell your cards instantly, again this is more so if you're trading with this method on 300k, you are going to go and sell for the second or third cheapest on the market. But if you're in no hurry to sell, you're going to go and sell for either, let's say, yeah, basically you're going to sell for the highest buy now possible without there being any cards over the hour. So sadly, Guy is one of these guys who has as many cards with a shadow as he does almost without a shadow, which means sadly I'm only going to be able to sell him for 17k. Which is a bit annoying because of obviously the example, but it is what it is. So yeah, sadly he's going to be one of these guys. I can either go near instantly sell and it'll be break even, but I'll learn that in the future we don't want to buy Gaia unless for some reason we're getting a nice undercut. Or what I can do is maybe try and sell him on a lazy buyer. Now if I want to try and sell him on a lazy buyer, which means I'm not in so much of a hurry for my coins, basically you get more coins for the players, but you just sell them a lot slower. I'm basically going to go and sell Gaia for the highest price possible without there being any cards over the hour. So in this situation, it's going to be 17,750. So basically, we go from breaking even to basically making around about a K profit on the card. Now, don't get me wrong, you're not looking to buy special cards with only making 1K profit. But I'll tell you what, if I can make 1K profit without even knowing what players are selling for in the market, and I can learn what the market is, you know, that's invaluable, I guess, is the method. Is the word. Basically, if I'm learning the market and still making small coins, well then that's not too bad. So we're going to go back to the filter we had previously, which again is going to be 10,750, 10,250. Now again, when you're doing this method, it's not necessarily going to be the filter. The filter is again always changing, which is why you need to play around with that maximum bid. Oh no, 10,750 wasn't the filter, it was 10,50, wasn't it? Let's just scroll to the end here and see if there are any deals. So, cards under 20k. Wankner is one of those cards that isn't really that good. What about Fabinho? Let's have a look at what Fabinho is going for. Fabinho is 22k. Perfect. Can we buy the card? Nope, we're as incompetent as it gets. So, another card right there again, 20k and under. Fabinho, for some reason, seems to be going for about 21,750. So, even without a shadow, it seems like we're going to make 1k profit. But let's have a little look. Now, what's really weird is this method is generally more active than trading with gold cards with a shadow. I just think it's a bit crazy, bear in mind, obviously, there's probably plenty more gold cards with a shadow than there are special cards. But, let's see what he's going for. So, again, we could probably instantly sell him for 22, which is decent. I say decent, we'd be making, like, 900 coins profit. What about a lazy buyer? I tell you what, we might be able to get, like, a 24k lazy buyer. Which, again, this is how you most efficiently do this method. You do have to be self-aware of the market dropping and rising with lazy buyers, because, obviously, if you're not selling something instantly and the market goes down, then you're going to get a little bit screwed over. Do you know what? He might generally be like a 25k lazy buyer card, which is perfect. Now, you may wonder who on earth is buying these cards. Well, people are only really paying about 3k more than what he's going for without a shadow. So, yeah, 24k on a lazy buyer. I mean, if we can sell him on for that, that's an easy 2.8k profit. And you may wonder who on earth is buying these lazy buyer cards. It happens all the time. I've been trading for like 5-6 years. Some of the cards that I've sold on, even this year, I've sold cards for like 20, 30k more than what they sell for. And they're only like 50k cards in the first place. It's outrageous what you can sell lazy buyers on. But not bad. There we go. Fabinho picks up at 20. Going to go and sell on for 24. So that covers the cards that are under 20k. Now, luckily, the cards that are over 20k, we're going to be using the exact same filter. There is 0 changes to the filter. The only thing there is a difference to is the rule of thumb under what we buy cards for. So cards 20k and under, again, will go and pay the same price with a shadow as they are without a shadow. Now, obviously, the observant, or the understanding of you guys, will understand that you pay tax, right? Everything you sell, you pay 5% tax on FIFA. Can't really lie. So, for cards over 20k, how this is different is because, obviously, cards under 20k, you pay EA tax, but you only pay 5%, which means maximum, the tax is going to be 1k. But if you're trading with cards that have 60k, 70k, 80k, 100k, that tax is 3, 4, 5k. Which means if a shadow only adds value of about 3, 4, 5k, and you're paying 3, 4, 5k tax, you're not making any money. Which means the rule of thumb on cards over 20k is different. The rule of thumb on cards over 20k is that you've got to get them 10% cheaper than what they consistently fluctuate up to. So, Carvajal, for example, we're basically going to look in the last 24 hours, we're going to look at hourly today and hourly yesterday. What price does he consistently fluctuate up to? Well, the problem is Carvajal's kind of down in price. So we're going to have to look at what prices he fluctuated up to as it being down, because we can't use yesterday's prices. So today he's gone up there to 74k. We can see right there he's gone up to 74k. If you wonder why he's down, by the way, there was literally a right back La Liga SBC that dropped him. So yeah, he's gone up to 74k consistently. So if he's gone up to 74k consistently, and we want to get to about 10% cheaper than that, it's going to be about 8k cheaper, which means the most I'll pay for card power with a shadow is going to go and be 66k with a shadow. Now obviously that is not a deal right there at 75. So for example, if King pops up, what we're going to do is we're going to head over to the likes of Footbin. We're going to go and see what price has King consistently fluctuated to in the last 24 hours. So yesterday we can see it got there to 65. Yesterday we can see it got to 67. We can see it's got there to 75 today, but that's not as consistent. So maybe we'll say about 68, 70. So we want to get 10% cheaper than that, which means the most we'll pay for King is 63, which means 140k is way too much. Now, a lot of time you do this method, you're potentially, by the time you've checked the players, if there is a significant difference, they might have already sold on. But I wouldn't worry too much about that because the whole point of this is you just consistently get market knowledge. The more market knowledge you get, the more deals you can get. The more deals you can get, the more profit you can make. So it's just basically a consistent cycle of those things right there. So again, let's go see what Hincape is like. It's all very, very simple though. It's like, you just got to work out what they've been going up to in the last 24 hours. We can see 51k, we can see 53k, we can see 51k, we can see 53k. So you see 52k, 53k. So again, we've got to get him around about 40, no more than 47, ideally around about 45k. And you just keep on pressing compare price back out and applying those two rules of thumb. And that is generally as easy as this method is. As I did this method for the last month, it's a really, really good method. Super, super active, consistently having cards buying and selling. I think I picked Gallagher for like 12, so I don't think it was too crazy, but that was a card we bought with Shadow. And yeah, one thing you can also do is write down all the players once you've sold them, or even check the price, just so then you don't have to keep on checking prices and you have a sheet of everything. That is personally what I do. If I show you this right here, I haven't done too much of it recently given, but I do normally write down what prices I do go and sell cards for. But that is about that for how to trade with 300k on FIFA. Tomorrow's episode, I'll be teaching you guys how to icon trade, which is basically, once you get up to about 2 million coins, how you trade on FIFA. So thank you very much for watching today's video. I'll see you guys tomorrow with a brand new tutorial.